Hi, I'm here to talk to you about the element bromine. So I'm going to pick my drawing tool and the color and thickness of my pen that I'm going to use. And the symbol for bromine is Br. From my periodic table, I know the atomic number, which I'm going to abbreviate for room here. The atomic number equals 35. And from that, I know that means that bromine has 35 protons. Now, I need to explain why this also has 35 electrons. And that is because atoms are neutral. So the charge of an atom is 0. All atoms have a charge of 0. That means if I have 35 protons, I have positive 35 as a charge. And the 35 electrons means I'm adding a negative 35. So 35 plus a minus is really 35 minus 35, which gives me 0. That is why there are 35 electrons in an atom, because all atoms have 0 charge or are neutral. Now, how do I get the number of neutrons? If I look at bromine on the periodic table, the atomic mass is 79.90. So I take the atomic mass of 79.90 and I round it to 80. That gives me what's called the mass number. I know that the mass number equals the number of protons plus the number of neutrons. So therefore, what number added to 35 gives me 80? So if I want, I could take out my calculator on my cell phone or use the one on my Chromebook and get that number, or I could do mental math to do 35 minus 80, or 80 minus 35. 80 minus 35 gives me 45. That means then I have 45 neutrons. Woohoo! Yay! Okay, now I'm going to draw the Bohr model for bromine. So I know that in the first shell, there are only 2 electrons. In the second shell, there are 8 electrons. In the next shell, there's another 8 electrons. And finally, in the next shell, we know that the next shell holds 18 electrons, but I'm here to tell you that you're going to learn eventually that this last shell, we're going to subtract 10. That means there's 18 that it holds, but why are we subtracting 10? It's for those 10 elements in the middle of the table, from SC to GA. So if we subtract 10, it holds 8 electrons. So again, I'm subtracting 10 because of the elements from SC, scandium, SC, to zinc, actually. And I get that that last shell holds 8. But bromine has only that, if I subtract 10, bromine then only has 7 more electrons left. So 7, there's 2, there's 4, there's 6, and there's 7. Next, I know that there are 7 valence electrons. I'm going to switch to red here because the valence electrons are in the outer shell. So those are my 7 valence electrons. So if I want to know how many core electrons there are, I can just actually subtract. If I have any room here, the core electrons then are the total number 35 minus 7 valence electrons. So it gives me 28 core electrons. So that's everything I need to know about the element bromine that I've learned so far. Thank you.